Deep breath. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the Mary Sherry's Creations. I hope you'll take a moment to subscribe and like and share before you leave the video. I appreciate everyone who has signed up. I am getting little incremental numbers as we go along, and that's really heartening to me, and I appreciate it so much. I do hope that you will share, and if you find things here that you like, that you will recommend this channel to others. And I also just hope that if there is something that you would like me to show or discuss or try, if there's, just anything that you're going, I wish I knew how to, and I love those kinds of suggestions. And if it is something that I can contribute anything to, some bit of training or information, I am more than glad to do that. I have lots of ideas for things I want to do, but I really want to be able to speak to those who want to learn how to craft, who want to learn how to maybe do different crafts than they're doing now, or just to expand their joy in other ways. Today's going to be a little different. I haven't done product reviews much, and I've decided that I would do a product review today. I am not being compensated for this in any way, so this is just my unvarnished opinion, and those of you who are experts in what I'm going to show, then I would love for your comments in the video, so that I can below, so that I can learn from you, because this is not a craft that I'm intending to do a lot of. I don't do craft shows anymore, and so I do my crafts for enjoyment and for purposes of teaching. And so I'm not going to go invest a whole bunch of money in machinery or anything like that to do this particular craft. I wanted to see what I could do with the bare minimum, and actually a little bit more than the bare minimum, with stuff that's available. This happens to all be Hobby Lobby stuff, but it depends, you may have other resources available. Of course, there's always Amazon, but I wanted to just grab a few things and make 4 of these little bottle jars, and I've just made one, and I learned a good deal while I was doing it. And I am probably not, I'm probably a little different than some crafters in that sometimes I am probably more quick to say good enough, and I want to encourage you to incorporate a bit of good enough in your self-critique as you craft, because we can sometimes get so hung up on doing it perfect that we don't enjoy the process. And every time we look at that object, we see the problem and not the cool, fun thing that we took the time to create and can now use or just enjoy. So I just want to encourage you to not be so hard on yourself. If you are a person who's trying to make money as a crafter by going to craft shows, it's tough. It's really tough, because back in the, I'd say the 80s, 90s, when I was coming up through craft shows, there was not a social media platform to contend with. We had the web in the 90s and on, but it was not used the way today things like TikTok or YouTube or Pinterest or any of those things are. It's easy to feel very intimidated now, and it's also very easy for an idea to take off, and you think, oh my gosh, I love making these, and you make a ton of them for your Christmas craft show, only to get there and find that everybody and their brother was inspired by the same videos or podcasts or crafting classes. So I just want to encourage you that it is really, really tough. It's tough to be unique. It's tough to find supplies that, if you're going to make in bulk, are not going to cost you so much that you have to charge so much, that now crafters can easily get their hands on things and go, well, shoot, I could make 4 of them for the price of paying for that one. And a lot of your customers are going to be happy with, I don't want to say mundane, but just sort of pretty enough. Because quite often they're looking at gifts for teachers or their friends or just for themselves or just casual things, and they're not going to care. They're going to look at the price and go, well, my friend or my mom or my sister will be just as happy if I spend this much as if I spend that much. And they don't consciously think that way, but that's the way they look at your booth. Now, if you have extraordinarily unique products and you use unique supplies for that are not going to be found on Amazon or Joann's or Michael's or scrapbook.com or any of those, if you're making truly unique items that are just not going to be found anywhere else, you might have a better chance, but you're also typically going to charge more. And so you just have to remember that you're up against the people who, like I'm doing for this little video, have gone to Hobby Lobby and bought glasses, or they've gone online to Amazon and bought 40 glasses at maybe 2/3 the price you had to pay for yours, and they've gotten bulk cold transfer stickers, and they've got, they've been able to invest in quantity to bring their prices down. You're not going to be able to compete with that if you're just another person doing that. So I don't say that to discourage you. I just say it that it is just the way the times are. And you can go online and people will go, oh, I made $40,000 a month on doing just this one thing. Well, if they've now told that to the world on YouTube or wherever, anybody who has an interest in doing that is going to try to do the same thing. So if you're late to the game and that video is more than a month old, chances are very good you're not going to be the first in line to do all that. So it's just, I want to encourage you to do what you love and enjoy learning and the process. And out of that will flow some creativity that will not be off the shelf, that everybody can do. And that is what will catch the eye more often at a craft show than having a whole bunch of the same thing that everybody else has. It's hard, and I know everybody thinks, well, gosh, I'm not that original, or maybe I can't do it that well, or whatever. And I don't want to discourage you from trying. I just would encourage you to be patient with yourself, patient with the process, build up your integrity in the crafting sales environment so that people know who you are, hand out your card like crazy, and be willing to, they'd be willing to reach out to you. Mailing lists still work. I'm not saying you need to physically mail them, but you can do online, you can do blasts with email and other ways to remind people who you are, where you're going to be. Just advertise your little booth in all the many free ways that you can. And, but more than anything, just don't do things just because you saw it and you think you're going to make $1.50 on every single glass. You'll make yourself crazy. You won't enjoy doing it after a very short time. And more than likely, you're going to end up with a ton of inventory that you then have to sell at cost or below, and you don't want to do that. So take it slow, take it easy, find yourself, find what you really love to do, experiment like crazy, and then do the thing that you love and let that translate into sales through creative marketing and other ways. enough of that. I'll probably cut all that out of this video because I know I just sound like a tired record. But anyway, on to the review. These are the glasses that I got at Hobby Lobby. Just got them the other day. $13.99 is what I paid. I didn't have there was nothing going to be on sale, and I need these I'm going to be making them for gifts for somebody. So I needed to go ahead and get them. This aggravates the heck out of me. I'm just going to do a little complaint here if Hobby Lobby's listening, and I know why they do it, but I hate it. They've taped down every single corner so that when you want to see if any of these are broken, you can't. And that would be fine if I didn't know that these were being shipped from thousands of miles away on big containers and likely have been jostled like crazy. These happen to be wrapped very well, but I took this apart because I want to see whether or not I had anything was broken. I don't want to get to home after buying these and standing in line and doing all of that, only to find that one of them has a hairline crack in it. And then you take it back and go through the whole return process. I just don't want to do that. And so I like to open my containers and see what the heck is going on. Are they broken or not? None of these were broken. So, and I bought the one that I opened. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to put that back and then buy an unopened box. But I just hate that when they close it up so much that we can't get in there. I also bought, I'm going to put this here. I don't know if you can see it. This is what I've actually made. Got my drink in it. This is what I actually made today. And I'll talk some more about this in a second. But what I got these little toppers, and you can see these are so cheap, $2.29, but you can see that they have little faults in them, and that's to be expected for this rubber stuff. The one that I chose for mine and that I won't be giving my friend is actually broken right there. So just take a look at those kinds of things. If as you look at them, that should have been, to me, that ought to have been discounted. But I didn't have the time to ask. I bought these cold stickers. Again, these are so cheap. These are the UV-DTF, which are permanent, but they very clearly say hand wash only. While the glasses themselves, of course not the lid, while the glasses alone, naked, can be washed in the dishwasher. Once you put these on there, they can't. Now, some people say, well, they really can, that UV-DTF won't come off. I'm going to assume that they know what they're talking about, and this should be hand washed only. But I got these little stickers. They're pretty generic. There's 6 pieces in those. I used the one on the front, the Choose Happy. Then I got these 1-cup wraps to use. Now, as you can see, they've put a little example here. Mama, 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 which is this. They didn't have any of the heart ones, which was fine because the people I'm giving these to, hearts wouldn't have been appropriate. But you can see on here that this is not a wrap like these. You see how these wraps are fully covered all the way through? Covered, I mean. As I wrapped that around, that would have filled up the space, and I could not put this on. So I had 2 choices. I could either roughly guesstimate and put this design on, or I could put them all on and then come back and scrape them off. Or I could cut an opening, and I chose to cut the opening. And looking back at it and seeing how easy it was to actually scrape these off, I would not have done that. I would have just pressed really hard on the ones that were far out on the edges, and in my dead space where I need to put this, I would have not tried to get them to adhere very hard. That way I could come back and just peel those off, or I actually took mine off with an X-Acto knife, take those off and they would fit fine. It was, I'm only talking about 4 little daisies that I would have had to take off. So live and learn. But what I did, excuse me, because I didn't know that, I had cut out a space, which meant that I had cut some little spots. So what I did was I took my cut off and I trimmed it down and made it look like this thing had dropped its petals. And where I made mistakes, which everyone knows is the bane of existence with these UT-DTF, stickers, I just trimmed them with an X-Acto knife and tried my best to make them look like they came that way. And I'm perfectly happy with this. Now this one, I would not give this one to my friends, because I didn't spend as much time as I normally would. I would have rounded this a little bit better, or I might have even X-Acto knifed and taken a couple of them completely off, and then done the same thing on another couple, just to make it look like it all matched up. But all that said, I'm happy. I'm happy. I chose happy. I've chosen happy. I think this is cute, and even for all its weaknesses, I think it's cute. And the people that I'm giving it to would be perfectly thrilled to have it, because they like happy things like this, and they're not people who are going to be looking at every little error and going, well, I can't believe she gave me that. So that's what I made, and I'm getting water all over everything here, and I'm looking around, and I have no paper towels here. So, excuse me while I use my shirt. There we go. Okay, so the stickers themselves, I think, are, they're okay quality. They're not great. The ones, even as I was putting them on, they were not adhering as well as some of the DTF stickers that I've had before, the UV stickers, but they did fine. This is not the kind of cup, I don't think, that someone's going to cherish and pass on to their children. So I think that it'll be used and they'll love it, and it'll be great until it breaks, and then, you know, that will be that. Hopefully they'll save the lid and the straw if that's still surviving. And so anyway, this one wrap literally goes all the way around, and it does a great job of adhering as you go. It was not challenging to do if you just go really slow, and I think all of you who've done a lot of these would know that. You just go slow. I also bought at the same time this little thing, and it comes with a little scraper somewhere, a little pink scraper that has a soft side and it has a rigid side, so that you can burnish them down, you know, as you go, and then you can use the softer side to really burnish them without any fear that you're going to scrape them loose inadvertently. And that worked great. I didn't save the bag, and I should have. This was like $4.99, I think. It wasn't expensive. And I knew I did not want to get some big rigmarole piece of equipment, because I'm not going to do these all the time. I'll just do them from time to time. You can see where I took off one of the stickers that was dead set in the middle, and I'll just save that and I'll use it on something else, a coffee cup or something, or I would imagine as I do others, because I'm going to use this same sticker on all their cups. I'll have some more of these, and I'll just put them on a coffee cup, most likely, is what I'll do with them. So that's it. I would say if you're doing what I'm doing, you're a casual maker of these little jars. Or if you are going to a craft fair And this is one of the items you're going to sell. They had all kinds of little cute wraps. Very generic, but pretty. I would say you wait and see if they go on sale, which they most likely will. And then when they do, grab up whatever it is that you want and use that. These little stickers, I would say 90% of what I saw was designs that are, I would expect to find these for $1.25, something very similar for $1.25 at the dollar store, Dollar Tree store, because these are really, they're cute and they're fun, but they're not the best designs I have ever seen. And there are lots of places online, of course, where you can go and get all sorts of designs. This is perfect for what I want, because all I want is a bit of cheerful, happy fun. And I would say that these are that. So I was perfectly happy. But if you're looking for a really good variety with a lot of, that is not so middle of the road, generic kind of styling, I would say I'd look elsewhere for that. I didn't see any of the kinds of stickers that were very complicated or had unique, detailed designs. It was all this kind of stuff, just different, this is kind of hippie happy, but they were all a generic kind of thing. They had these little toppers for all the different styles of stickers that they had, and I think that's $2.29 is very reasonable for those 4 pieces. And this thing's very sturdy, so I would imagine for all that I'll ever do for these glasses now and in the future, that this is more than enough for me to be happy. Of course, they have other size mugs and glasses. They have plastic as well as glass. And, so Hobby Lobby had a bunch. I would not pay the $13.99 for the glass cups again. I would wait until either they were on sale or I could find them someplace else less expensive. That's not a bad price, but it's just I know that I could do better than that. So, maybe if they ever have a 40% off, I'll go back and buy another box of them, but I don't know if that will ever happen. Okay, well, I feel like I preached at you a lot and didn't teach you a lot. I hope that that's okay. I think that these are, this would be a super fun thing to do if you had a group of ladies and perhaps you wanted to do these cups to just encourage one another, to do for yourself, just to have a craft time, or if you wanted to do something for somebody that perhaps someone in your church group or someone at school, like teachers, if you were getting together to do something for teachers, these prices would be fantastic for that. These are roughly $4, roughly $3.50 each for the mugs, and then this would be make it $5-6 altogether, and then $6.50, under $10, you would have a gift for a teacher or Sunday school teacher, or they'd be lovely for that. And especially if then you wanted to go ahead and fill them up with something fun. You could fill it up with something fun, like if you have a friend who's going to be traveling, this does fit in my car cup holder, by the way. You can put it up, put some travel stuff in there, some hand lotion, maybe a couple of lemonade packets, so that if they stop somewhere at a store and get either carbonated or uncarbonated water and want to make themselves a little drink, or, you know, all kinds of little things. If you're sending this off with someone who's moving, for example, or whatever, it's like, then you could put things in there that would be appropriate to someone moving and taking up a new home, or, you know, there's your imagination can go wild. So there's lots of fun uses for these, and under $10. And if you got all this for half price, you know, you are 40% off even, you would actually have really good prices for a gift. So there you go. This next week, what I'm going to show, or yeah, I hope it's next week, I'm going to show is, you see these little mini clipboards, and I believe that I got these, if I'm not mistaken, I got these in Michael's, and they were $1.25, and they happened to be 40% off, and so I was able to get a bunch of these a while back, but they still have them around. And what I've done with them in the past is I have done a watercolor of I did a watercolor that had, I was trying to see if I had it here, but I don't. I have it downstairs, I guess. I made a watercolor that had a little baby bunny, and I made this as a gift for a new mom to put in her baby room. And this can lay right up against your nightlight, or it can you can put a little string on the back here very easily, and I'll show y'all how to do that. But it's really fun to give something that they can tell right away you have hand made, like a watercolor or a pen and ink or something like that. And it can have the child's name on it. This is watercolor paper, the child's name on it, or whatever. It can be bigger, smaller. So this is what I'm going to be doing next, and I'm going to show you all how I add things to the back. I've got water on here. How I add things to the back so I can hang it if I want to, and also how to make a little stand not attached to, that is attached to it, just a little cardboard piece that will actually allow it to be like an easel. And I'll show you how to do both of those things in the next one. So thank you. Thank you for being with me. Again, if you can take the time to subscribe and like and share, I would love that. It would help me so much. To all of you who have signed up for my channel, I just subscribed. I appreciate that so very much. I do hope that if you have any questions, if you have something you want to see, I just remind you, I would love to hear, and I would love to be able to do the kinds of things that you're interested in doing. And hope this has been a helpful product review. I'd never done one before. Have a great day, folks. Bye.